Hello, chosen one. Pause for a moment. You're not here by accident. If you carry the sign of the letter M or a crescent moon on your palm, it's because God has already written your story in the stars. From now on, it's no longer about fighting for survival. It's about trusting that God is funding your life forever. You were never meant to chase what the world chases: jobs, titles, fleeting stability. Your path is different, a spiritual journey filled with abundance, peace, and divine provision. God's promise isn't tied to your effort, it's tied to your purpose. The signs you carry are a divine confirmation. You are chosen to thrive, not just survive. If you're ready to step into this destiny, like this message to align your spirit, comment 999 to ignite the energy of your calling, and subscribe so you never walk this journey alone. Your wealth, your future, it's already unfolding by God's hands. Have you ever wondered why you feel out of place amidst the rush of the crowd, even when you've tried chasing the goals everyone says are right? Most people spend their lives pursuing fleeting things: a prestigious job, a higher salary, or a stable life. But in the end, they feel empty, as if their heart doesn't belong there. They try to force themselves into a system not meant for them, like leaves swept along by the wind, unable to pause and find their own direction. But you, chosen one, are called by God to step out of that cycle. When you look at your palm and see the letter M or the crescent moon woven into its lines, it's a sacred mark, a confirmation that you were born to lead, to inspire, and to live the divine purpose He has set for you. Think of those around you. Perhaps a colleague who works tirelessly, achieving what society calls success. But each night they sit quietly, wondering, what am I living for? Or a friend who's always busy, switching from one job to another, yet still feels like a vital piece is missing. That's because they mistake their worth for what they do to survive. Chosen ones like you are gifted with an inner calling, a flame that never fades, guiding you through your spiritual journey. The letter M or crescent moon on your hand isn't random. It's a guiding light, reminding you that you don't need to search endlessly. You were born to find your purpose, to realize that jobs, money, or status are mere tools, not your essence. When God says, don't seek a job, He isn't telling you to stop striving or to live passively. He wants you to stop chasing what doesn't belong to you. Things the world claims will make you enough. A job isn't you. Your purpose is what makes you come alive. That purpose might lie in how you bring smiles to others with your heartfelt words, or in those moments when time seems to stand still as you do what you love. Painting, writing, or simply listening to someone who needs comfort. Those moments aren't by chance. They're signs that you're touching your spiritual awakening, where you see that God has prepared a unique path, where everything you need arrives at the right time, in the right way. Recall the last time you felt truly whole. Maybe when you helped a stranger through a tough moment, or when you stood in nature, feeling peace wash over your soul. That's the voice of your divine purpose, echoing through the letter M and crescent moon on your hand. To keep receiving these guiding messages, subscribe to the channel now. Each video is a step forward, bringing you closer to the truth of who you are. Are you ready to listen to your heart and uncover the path God has drawn for you? Are you standing at a crossroads, wondering which path truly belongs to you? As the question lingers from the moment you notice the letter M or crescent moon on your palm, God crafted a plan for your life before you were born, a symphony woven from your talents, passions, and soul. Chosen one. Finding your purpose isn't a frantic race to chase something out there. It's a journey of listening, letting go of the fear of not enough, and letting God guide your steps. Seekers are always rushing, haunted by the thought that they lack something. But chosen ones like you choose to pause, to hear the inner calling, and to trust that every sign, from the letter M to the crescent moon, is a torch lighting your way. Recall the last time you felt time stand still. Perhaps when you wrote a story that moved someone to tears, or when you tended a garden, feeling the earth and sky blend with your spirit. Those moments aren't mere hobbies passing by. They're clues, whispers from God about your divine purpose. Many wander through life missing these signs, trapped in a system that teaches them stability. A steady job, a reliable paycheck, is everything. But that system often fails to honor who you truly are. It asks you to dim your light, to hide the unique flame God placed within you. Chosen one, when you embark on a spiritual journey to uncover your purpose, you're not trying to fit into a mold. You're aligning with the plan God has prepared, where the answers don't lie in the world outside, but within your heart. Ask yourself, what makes you feel alive? What comes to you as naturally as the morning's gentle breath? Maybe you effortlessly comfort others, bringing hope with a single smile. Or perhaps you have a gift for turning ideas into reality, like an artist painting a world from their soul. Those talents aren't random. They're divine tools, given by God for your mission. When you live in your purpose, doors open without force. This doesn't mean everything will be effortless. There will be days of challenge, but even amidst storms, you'll feel peace and certainty that you're on the right path. A spiritual awakening doesn't require knowing every answer at once. It asks only that you trust, step by step, that every intuition, every encounter, every opportunity is part of a greater picture God is unveiling. Those signs, the letter M, the crescent moon, or the stirring in your heart, are always there, waiting for you to see them. To continue this journey, subscribe to the channel today, where messages will guide you closer to the truth of who you are. Are you ready to trust God, listen to your heart, and walk the path designed just for you? Have you ever paused amidst life's rush, wondering what keeps you from walking the path God has prepared, where you release what doesn't belong to you? The world teaches that stability is the ultimate goal. A secure job, a regular paycheck, a life planned without surprises. But few realize that this stability is often a subtle trap, like a delicate net ensnaring a bird's wings, making it forget the vast sky above. Many spend their lives clinging to a system that promises safety, only to find their dreams and true essence fading, like moonlight obscured by clouds. But you, chosen one, were not born to dwell in fear of tomorrow. When you glance at your palm and see the letter M or the crescent moon etched in its lines, it's a sacred mark, a confirmation that God created you to flourish vibrantly, not merely to survive. Think of someone you've met, perhaps a person who chose a stable job because of family or societal pressure, but each day, they feel like they're walking a road with no destination. They work, pay bills, and repeat that cycle, but the light in their soul dims, like a flame snuffed out by a cold breeze. The world says that to succeed you must fight. You must sacrifice your peace and joy. But God whispers a different message. I am your shepherd. You shall lack nothing. This isn't just a promise. It's an invitation to live in your divine purpose, where abundance flows not from anxious striving, but from trust in His plan. Chosen ones like you don't tread the crowd's path, for the inner calling, marked by the letter M and crescent moon, always guides you to a higher mission. The abundance God offers goes beyond what the eye can see. It's not just money or possessions, but the peace of waking each morning knowing you're living as your true self. It's the joy of sharing your gifts. Perhaps a song you wrote that brings tears to someone's eyes, or a moment you patiently listen to someone who's lost their way. Recall the last time your heart stirred, maybe standing by a river, hearing the waters flow and feeling connected to something greater, or doing a small but meaningful act, like helping a stranger find their smile again. Those moments are signs of your spiritual awakening, where you see that when you walk God's path, doors open, opportunities arise, and everything you need arrives at the perfect time. The letter M and crescent moon on your hand are a guiding light, reminding you that your worth isn't in a job or a paycheck, but in the journey to find purpose God has placed in your soul. Are you ready to trust that true abundance awaits when you dare to release the trap of stability and walk in the light of your purpose? Have you ever noticed that no matter how much you accumulate, there's always a lingering fear that it will never be enough? The world teaches us that wealth is measured in numbers, the money in your account, the value of your home, or the possessions you own. But for a chosen one like you, true abundance stretches far beyond those limits. When you glance at your palm and see the letter M, or the crescent moon etched in its lines, it's a sign from God, affirming that fullness isn't found in what you have, but in how you live aligned with His divine purpose. God's abundance is an unending river, carrying peace, opportunities, wisdom, and deep relationships, always flowing freely for those who place their trust in Him. Think of someone you know, perhaps a person who has everything society deems a symbol of success, a luxurious apartment, a dream career. But in conversation, you sense their unease, their fear that one day it could all slip away. Money, no matter how plentiful, is like a leaky basket, needing constant refilling, with the dread of running out ever present. In contrast, God's abundance is like a clear river, never running dry. No matter how much you draw from it, it keeps flowing, bringing serenity and the assurance that everything you need will arrive at the right time. For chosen ones, this abundance doesn't come from chasing material things, but from walking in your spiritual journey, where you realize God has already provided all you need for your purpose in life. Recall a moment when your heart felt light, perhaps sitting with a loved one, sharing simple stories, or walking down a country path, feeling the pulse of the earth blend with your own. Those moments, not money or possessions, are signs of your inner calling, guiding you to a spiritual awakening. When you live on the path God has drawn, you don't need to chase abundance. It finds you, not just as material needs met, but as freedom from the fear of lack, as unexpected opportunities, and as relationships that nourish your soul. The letter M and crescent moon on your hand are whispers that God wants you to live with faith, not worry. True abundance isn't measured by what you gather, but by how you experience life. A person might hold a treasure trove yet remain impoverished if they're trapped by fear. But a chosen one living in their divine purpose finds joy in any circumstance, knowing God always brings what's needed. Are you ready to release the fear of scarcity and trust in the abundant flow God has promised? In a moment of stillness, when the world's sounds seem to fade, have you ever sensed a gentle presence, as if God were whispering to your heart? Just as you wondered if you're ready to let go of what isn't yours and embrace the path He has drawn, that voice is always there, guiding you through your spiritual journey. But chosen one, to hear Him clearly, you must learn to slow down amidst life's rush. Most people are swept away by noise, worries about work, fears of the future, or the pressure to achieve. Like leaves carried off by the wind, unable to hear the inner calling. But when you look at your palm, seeing the letter M or the crescent moon woven into its lines, it's a reminder that God is speaking to you, waiting for you to listen. God's voice doesn't boom like a gong or blaze like a spotlight. It comes in quiet moments, a fleeting intuition that makes you pause, a sudden synchronicity like meeting the right person at the right time, or a dream that leaves you with uncanny clarity. Think of a time your heart stirred, perhaps when you stood before a radiant sunrise, feeling the wonder of creation, and a thought sparked, "I was born for something greater." Or when you wrote a single line, and the words flowed from a deep place, making you feel whole. Those moments are how God guides you to your divine purpose, through the letter M and crescent moon. signs affirming that you're chosen for a spiritual awakening. To hear more clearly, you must carve out space for silence. Each day, set aside a few minutes to disconnect from the outside world. Turn off your phone, leave the to-do list behind, and turn inward. Ask yourself, what makes me feel alive? What sets my heart humming? It might be when you care for a loved one, feeling gratitude swell for the chance to share love, or when you realize that life's events, successes and failures alike, have led you exactly where you need to be. Gratitude is a powerful way to open your heart to God's voice, helping you see that everything, from small joys to great challenges, is part of your journey to find purpose. Chosen ones don't need to seek answers in the outside world. They're etched within you, through signs like the letter M and crescent moon, waiting to be uncovered. Start today, taking time to pray, reflect, and listen to that gentle voice. Every moment you connect with your heart is a step toward finding your purpose. How will you choose to open your heart and discover what God is longing to reveal to you? As you stand at the crossroads of life, sensing that the path God has prepared is calling, have you ever asked yourself, how can I be certain of my direction? Chosen one, uncovering your divine purpose isn't a vague journey, requiring you to unravel distant mysteries. The signs are already there, the letter M or crescent moon etched on your palm, the moments when your heart ignites. You just need to pause and notice. The clearest way to hear your inner calling is to ask profound questions, answering them with absolute sincerity, as if speaking directly to your soul. Ask yourself, what makes life feel truly worth living? Not the things you do to meet expectations, but the moments when you lose all sense of worry. Like when you sing a song that brings someone a smile, or when you fix an old keepsake and feel a quiet joy. These aren't just pastimes, they're sacred breezes, carrying clues to the divine purpose God placed within you. Next, what do you do naturally while others find it hard? Perhaps you organize things effortlessly, or you tell stories that captivate children. Those talents are gifts from God, given to serve your spiritual journey. When do you feel closest to God? Maybe it's a moment walking under trees, hearing leaves rustle and sensing a deep peace. Or when you journal and your thoughts become clear. Those instances are tiny flames, illuminating your path. What do others often praise you for? A friend might say you make them feel safe, or a stranger thanks you for truly listening. Sometimes your light shines through how others see you. If money were no obstacle, what would you dedicate your life to? Perhaps teaching kids to love nature, or creating art that touches souls. Those dreams are signs of your spiritual awakening, revealing what makes you whole. Beyond that, reflect on times you failed, a plan that fell apart, a dream that crumbled. In those moments, you might find clues. Perhaps failure taught you patience, or it led you to an unexpected path where you discovered a new passion. And finally, what sparks suddenly in your mind, like a flash in the dark? Maybe one day you feel a pull to learn a new skill or help a distant community. Those ideas aren't random, they're God's whispers, guiding you to find your purpose. These questions are stepping stones, leading you to the truth of who you are, a chosen one destined to shine through the letter M and crescent moon. Are you ready to walk through those doors and explore deeper into your true self? Have you ever sensed a deep stirring within, as if your heart is whispering that you don't belong on the paths everyone else treads? As you stand poised to release what isn't yours, echoing the question from before, am I truly ready to embrace the path God has prepared? A truth dawns. Society has long taught us to conform, to study, work, and live by rules designed for the masses. But chosen one, what if that path isn't your destiny? What if God has called you to a divine purpose, where you don't merely exist, but truly live? Chosen ones like you often carry a sense of being different, like a breeze that doesn't blend into the crowd's current. Recall those moments you felt out of place, perhaps when you turned down an opportunity everyone called golden because it didn't stir your soul, or when you gazed at your palm, noticing the letter M or crescent moon, wondering if they mark a greater mission. Those signs aren't random. They're sacred flames, affirming that you were created for spiritual awakening, to transform, not to conform. Forcing yourself into the world's mold denies your inner calling, extinguishing the light God ignited in you. When you dare to reject the pressure to be like everyone else and embrace your true self, a new power rises. You're no longer bound by judging eyes or the fear of rejection. Think of a time you chose authenticity. Maybe when you left a secure job to chase a passion others labeled foolish. Or when you spent hours helping a stranger, despite no one understanding why. In those moments, you felt free, like a river breaking through a dam, flowing toward your spiritual journey. Beyond that, each refusal to conform teaches you to listen to yourself more deeply, like when you sit quietly under a starry sky, sensing that everything has a purpose, that the letter M and crescent moon are God's promise of a unique path. Your mission isn't to be applauded by the crowd, but to find your purpose as God intended. With every step you take as your true self, doubts fade, the right doors open, and clarity floods your soul. You don't need to fit where you don't belong, for chosen ones are born to shine, to lead through their very difference. Are you ready to heed that call and walk the path meant only for you? When you feel a profound wholeness, as if every piece of your soul has found its place, you know you're living the path God intended. Unlike so many, trapped in meaningless cycles, day after day working only to meet others' expectations, like birds caged in iron, you, chosen one, have glimpsed the light of your divine purpose. The moment you embraced His plan, like that feeling of being exactly where you belong, life began to shine in ways words cannot capture. Living true to this spiritual journey brings a peace, like a quiet stream flowing over stones, untouched by the winds outside. That peace comes when you let your inner calling guide you, rather than letting fear take hold. Fear of not being good enough, wealthy enough, or seen enough. Your faith, like the light from the letter M or crescent moon on your palm, becomes a torch illuminating your way, affirming that God is always near. Think of someone who once lived in anxiety, always fearing their life would fall short. But when they found their purpose, perhaps bringing joy to children through stories or giving hope to a stranger, they discovered freedom. They realized that finding your purpose isn't about chasing what the world demands, but trusting that all you need will come. Like stars appearing at nightfall, living your purpose also frees you from the invisible chains of society. You no longer get swept into the cycle of comparison or feel the need to prove yourself by others' measures of success. Instead, you find joy in the simple yet profound. Perhaps the moment you share a smile with someone or sit quietly, feeling your heartbeat in tune with the world's pulse. But this path isn't always smooth. Recall a challenging time, maybe facing a major setback, like losing something precious, and realizing those wounds taught you to grow. Chosen ones, like you see that challenges are strong winds, not to lead you astray, but to carry you closer to your spiritual awakening, where every step becomes clearer. Those signs, the letter M, the crescent moon, are an eternal flame within you, reminding you that you're chosen to live differently. When you walk in God's plan, all doubt and heaviness fade, like darkness before dawn. You know you're exactly where you're meant to be, in the right moment, and every moment holds deep meaning. Each step you take proves that this path, though filled with trials, is where you truly belong. Deep within your soul, you, chosen one, have always felt a call rising above the world's noise, a whisper that your life holds a greater purpose than what the crowd chases. When you look at your palm and see the letter M, or crescent moon etched in its lines. It's a sacred mark, confirming that you weren't born to blend into the rush of people pursuing jobs, fame, or fleeting stability. Instead, God has crafted a spiritual journey just for you, where you find your purpose, a unique mission, like a flame igniting when you do what stirs your heart, from inspiring others to sharing love. Living true to that divine purpose, you discover a peace, like a river flowing calmly through storms. Fear of lack, of failure, fades, replaced by unshakable faith, guided by your inner calling. Though challenges arise, like strong winds sweeping through, you, chosen ones, know they are stepping stones, leading you closer to your spiritual awakening. Each step in God's plan proves you're exactly where you're meant to be, in the right moment, living a life of fullness, unbound by the world's limits. This path is the light guiding you home, where your soul truly belongs. Deep gratitude is extended to you, chosen one, for pausing to heed the call within your soul, where signs like the letter M or crescent moon on your palm shine as guiding lights. May you be filled with unwavering faith and peace on your spiritual journey, so each step radiates like a flame, not only illuminating your path, but also touching those around you. The quest to find your purpose isn't found in chasing the world's fleeting values, but in embracing your inner calling, living fully in the divine purpose God has set for you. When you walk this path, all doubts dissolve, giving way to a spiritual awakening, a certainty that you're living within a grand plan, where every moment holds meaning. Let that flame keep burning brightly and continue uncovering new light by subscribing to the channel, where messages will guide you deeper into your true self. This path, with all its beauty and challenges, is where you are destined to shine.